Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me. It's Ariana, and I'm bringing you a little bit of information about the energy that I see going on for the month of June. So before us, we see the Hunter of Death, and this is out of the Shaman's Oracle by John Matthews and Will Kingham. And I attribute this card to the Death card, mainly because it looks like a skull, and the Tower card. And tens. This is like the end of a cycle for you, Sagittarius. And what the message is it's saying, I'm not the one who breaks or destroys, but the one who builds and restores. So this makes me think of perspective. And I have on here the vulture totem. So what some view as negative or as a finality, as like death could be, this is saying not so much. There's a different way of looking at this. And death can mean more than one thing than just of the body or the spirit. It can mean death in old ways, death of a negativity. It can mean the ending of worn out ideas or beliefs, and that you're on your way to transformation. So the book states that the ancestors recognize death as a doorway into another world. This is like a transitional phase. This is something that you're preparing for something new and exciting. And basically, it's trying to tell you to be excited about what's happening, because there's some change going on this month. An awakening, some restoration, a renewal, new opportunities. You're going to be breaking old patterns and recognizing the end of a phase. Leaving away the outdated things for you and transforming. You're like metamorphosizing right before your very eyes, which can be scary at times because change is never easy. It's something that creates fear in many people. And once again, it goes back to that. What do you prefer? Are you going to stand in fear? Or are you going to stand in faith? Have you learned from these cycles, and are you ready to take your knowledge into the next level? So in order to clarify and understand more what the Hunter of Death is trying to bring to you this month, I'm going to be using a 5-card spread that focuses on your past, present, hidden influences, advice, and a possible outcome. And I will be using the Babylonian Tarot by Sandra Tabitha Cicero. Once again, the stories associated with these cards may not be the same as like your typical cards, and sometimes I just don't feel that the regular meaning is what it says. So I shuffle a lot off camera before I even get to this point, but I like to let my cards go until they no longer will go. So, with that being said, it's always like right after I say that, then they don't want to go anymore. What is the energy of Sagittarius for June? I'm going to go ahead and move this guy out the way. And we might bring him back depending on how we see things. Okay, so let's see what we've got in the past. 3 of Wands reversed. The present. The Star. Ooh, another major arcana for your hidden influences, the Hermit. We're not heeding advice from our Cherub of Arrows. And our possible outcome is Eliel, the King of Arrows. So in this deck, we have arrows as opposed to wands, but it's similar. There's a lot of similarities there. So your overall energy for this month is dun, 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 Genesis, a total new beginning. Something brand new is coming to you, which is why there's what would be called a death. And a change, a transformation. Things are moving along. So what I see at the very beginning in your past, I have the 3 of Wands reversed. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer for you. And there he is. And he's kind of looking out at this wonderful city that he's built. And, you know, usually the Three of Wands, he should be celebrating. But, you know, we're a little bit in reverse right now. So this is the hero Gilgamesh. And I've talked about Gilgamesh a lot. And at the end of his journey, and he's realizing, damn, I've done so much, you know. I have so much stuff here. And in this card, he stands on a hill overlooking the city of Uruk, and he's admiring everything. But we're not admiring it for some reason. I kind of feel like there are some things that happened in this previous cycle you're not very excited about. There might have been some disappointment. You might have felt isolated. A little bit of delay or a lack of commitment. If you were in relationships, there might have been like those fly-by-night relationships, kind of quick. But this is saying that basically your perspective may be off of things in the past. Because I always tell people it's perspective. And we can choose to look at things and we choose to remember the things that create our story. And right now, in the past, you're kind of, those things are coming back and you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't have made that decision, or maybe I should have done this, or, you know, and to me, it's like coulda, shoulda, woulda, but let's move on, okay? So then we have, in your present moment, you have like all your hopes and dreams, and you're so excited and you're ready to start this new, fresh part of your life and this new path. And you have Sidiru, and I probably said it all incorrect. And she's standing here, and she's attributed to Aquarius, and she's like pouring her love and her spirit and her joy and everything you can imagine into this body of water. And she gives Gilgamesh, which is you in your past, okay, this is Gilgamesh. Sidiri gives Gilgamesh the hope that he needs to continue his journey. So that's where you're at right now. That is so cool. I love the way these cards like hook up with each other and make it come to life, okay? And so this is a symbolization of fertility and of plenty and abundance and just good things right now. So you're in this hopeful state right now, Sagittarius. And you have, you know, the 7 chakras on the top, and since it's upright, I'm feeling like you're in a better place now, you know. You're able to look at the past and you're like, you know what? It is what it is, but I am moving on, okay? I attribute this card to the butterfly or the hummingbird. So look at those totems to kind of see what kind of energy you can be harnessing right now at this present moment. So this is a card for calmness and healing, listening to your inner voice. There's a gift from the divine. And unfortunately, I see this carib reversed. So I'm kind of feeling like you're not really listening to that gift right now, okay? But you're like blessed from the heavens right now. And so you need to heed what they're trying to tell you. So that is my main focus right now is let's find out what it is, this message that the heavens are really trying to tell you. So I see that it's telling you to go within yourself and listen to kind of listen to your inner voice. And then we have Anu, which is like Zeus, okay? And he's sitting right next to you as your hidden influence. And this is the Hermit, okay? This is attributed to the Virgo card. And here he is. I have a bunch of weird things that come to my mind when I'm looking at this card. But he's like this gatekeeper, and he has these doors in front of him, and he's going inside, okay? And the Hermit, and I love that your major arcana cards are upright. And I love that your star card is like a major wish card at the moment. You're full of hope and you're full of happiness. It's refreshing, okay? So Zeus, or Anu, and he's attributed to Virgo. He's standing here, and he's bringing you inner wisdom, hidden truth, divine inspiration. And this is your hidden influences. messages from a higher vibration to give you guidance and counsel, moderation, pull back a little bit, take a little time to yourself, discretion and silence, okay? So I don't know if you had like a wild month, or it's been kind of rough a ride lately for you, but Anu just wants you to like step back and look at the situation for what it is, and not so much sit here and look at this, but really look at what it is. And let me put a little bit more light here. There we go. So he really wants you to see this. You did a lot. I don't know what it is you went through, but my goodness, you should be proud of yourself. You achieved your dreams. And it may not have been like the achievement that you expected or the honors you expected, because sometimes we can build up these expectations in our head that are really hard to live by. So you're like this, and Anu is telling you, be proud of who you are and be proud of what you did, because you've come so far, okay? So now that we've moved on, and we're that's the hidden influence, okay? That's why you have this hope and this excitement right now in your present life, because you're ready to see what's new. You want something new. So we have the Cherub here, and he's upside down, okay? So he is a little reversed, and I don't feel like you're listening to the advice that the Cherub has to tell you. And this is the Cherub of arrows, and this is attributed to your air. So this is communication. Communication, information, vital to whatever it is that you're supposed to be dealing with. But it's not coming in, so it's not forthcoming. There's no awareness. And you might feel like, okay, so I'm getting a whole bunch of information lately that's not really helping with this situation. So let's look at what the Oracle has to tell us, because we can sit here, and this is one thing that I like to tell my clients when I do readings with them is, we don't need to be problem focused. Anyone can point out the problem. Super easy. But we need to be more solution focused, and we need to see like, okay, I am aware that this is a problem, but how can I fix it? How can I use that to better the situation? And so we have divine aid and divine intervention. And see, the thing is with Anu, he doesn't always step in and help. He lets things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I think the way they describe it in the story, and it's really, I'm going to get a video for almost every card. You're probably going to get tired of it. But I think that the story behind these cards, they're so rich. And Anu sometimes intervenes to change destiny. But more often than not, he tends to stay out of both human and godly affairs. That is because the supreme God of heaven was to some extent an abstract concept. So it was almost like there's no understanding. You can't put it in a box. You can't give it parameters. This is an energy that's telling you that it's bigger than what you can ever imagine. And he's coming to aid you. He's your hidden influence. He was the father of the gods, okay? So when I'm dealing with the Cherub and he's upside down, and I want to know what information is the Cherub bringing. Oh, got some mixed messages you've been getting this much. What energy and information in Sagittarius? Okay. The ancestor of knowing. And you see on this card, whenever I see an ancestor, I feel like this is someone who has passed on in your family lineage. It might be someone who you hold dear and close to you. Like for me, it's my grandmother. Anytime I feel something like from my ancestors, or my great grandmother who I share a birthday with, who's passed on. And I kind of listen to the message, and I kind of feel a presence. But this is someone for you who they're trying to point something out to you, okay? And they're illuminating, okay? And the owl is very wise. And the message is someone close to you may be deceiving you, even yourself. Truth will be revealed, and it's time to dig deep. And so you're not really wanting to dig deep. If it is you kind of want it to be like, you kind of want this past stuff to just be in the past and you're hopefully just move on. But sometimes we can't run from things. And so what the ancestor of knowing is trying to tell you, take a deeper look at what's going on. Appreciate the true nature of what you're feeling and experiencing at any given time. Like, I like to think of things as waves. So when you see the wave in the distance and you're like, oh shit, look at that big ass wave. I better hurry up and get out of the water. But usually, unless it's like a freak event, by the time it reaches you, that wave will have gotten smaller. And yes, it might splash up against you and shock you, but once it hits you, it goes away to almost nothing. And that's what emotions are for us sometimes. And so we have to learn to feel the emotion instead of stopping ourselves from feeling them. So what it's telling you is it's okay to feel a little defeated. That's okay, but dig a little deeper. What is it that's causing that feeling? And what can you do to work with it? What is it that makes you feel defeated? But what is it that you're doing that's so wonderful? Okay? So don't lose the big picture for the few little things that went wrong. And so once again, this is attributed to the owl totem, okay? And you need to let you know that there's areas of your life that may need to be shed, which is the hunter of death, and he's coming through and he's chopping it off and he's taking it down, and it's time to be over. Okay, and that's the information that you're not wanting to see. That's why your carob, your advice, is upside down, because you're kind of like not wanting to deal with that at the moment. Hey, it happens. Okay, so trust your gut, knowledge with understanding. Have like that warrior mentality, you need to cut through the bullshit, even if it is your own bullshit, because sometimes we get in our own way, and forge ahead, because you have the gift of transformation. You have the gift of Genesis. You will get the beginning. You are going to get creation. I don't know what it is you are creating or manifesting in your energy or whatever, but it's something that you need to focus on, okay? And that's the advice that it's giving you. We'll pull another card in a minute just to give you a little bit more insight of what this carob is trying to bring to you. And the carob, once again, I said it's like an air sign. So this is an Aquarius, a Gemini, those kinds of energies. And it's someone that's good, that was really good at communicating and looking at stuff and giving clearness. So this is clarity that's coming, okay? So your possible outcome is that of the King of Arrows, which is reversed. And so when I see the King of Arrows in reverse, I'm thinking you're judging very, very harshly, either yourself or someone else. And I really think that this is like inwardly. I think that you, if you don't heed the advice, you're going to end up judging yourself too harshly. And the King of Arrows, he was said to have separated his parents from heaven. They were the heaven and earth one. They're the universe, okay? And he came through with a pickaxe and he broke them up and they became two entities, okay? So when he's upside down or when he's reversed, he's someone who's judgmental and of others and looks out only for himself. A little bit cruel and insensitive and unjust, sadistic, domineering and deceitful. It's going to be someone who's abusive, a lawyer, a professional, just someone who is just detached and determined. And you do have a goal and you're ready to start this thing all over. But the thing is, you have to learn to love and appreciate yourself. And if you are being too harshly judgmental on yourself, because you're going into yourself and you're trying to seek this and you're just angry with the outcome, things don't always work the way we would like for them to work, and that happens for a reason. Okay? That just happens for a reason. And I thought that this was going to be a message of love. And it could be of love, but I just kind of feel like maybe there's some self-love that needs to go on. A lot of self-love. And you got the hopes and dreams and wishes. Like you're getting that. It's going to be, you're right there. You're in the moment. But you're not all knowing right now. You're not seeing everything for what it is. So dig a little deeper into yourself, Sagittarius, and find that true meaning or that hidden meaning. So let's get a little bit of clarity on, my hands don't even want to shuffle. Let's see what, I know you want to know more about your advice. So we know that you need to be searching within yourself, okay? Or you need to be making sure that the people around you are really there to promote the best for you. So show us the energy behind the ancestor of knowing. So you don't feel like you're being treated fairly. And there's some Sagittariuses that are going through some court cases. Anytime I see justice next to the King of Arrows, I feel like you're being judged very harshly, and sometimes unfairly by somebody. So this is either you're judging yourself, or you're in a court case, and this judge is just being, or your lawyer is just being an a-hole. Like they're just not being really nice, and you're being taken advantage of. So this once again tells you to watch out. There's someone around you that's not being as forthcoming or as truthful as they should be, okay? So just be aware of that. There's some imbalance going on, and inequity, and possible legal problems. And if it's legal problems, you're being judged too harshly by someone who is this King of Wands, then this isn't you. You are being judged. And it's telling you to go within yourself, to look at who you're around and change that. I forget who it is, but there's like this meme. I'm going to have to look for it and find it and post it because I think it's hilarious. And it says, before you consider yourself depressed, you should check to see if you're surrounded by assholes. And it just makes a lot of sense. Sometimes it's the company you choose to keep. And if you're that company, and if you're the one who's being really hard to yourself and unfair to yourself, then you know what? You have the green light to create and manifest a new way of life and a new way of being. And this is the way that it should go. So Sagittarius, what I'm seeing is in the past, you were upset about the way things were going or how things are, but the cycle is coming to an end. You are presently standing, pouring your heart out, your love, your joy, your creativity, and you're ready for this change. And the advice that's coming to you is from Anu, and he's telling you to look within yourself and be introspective. To heed the warning of the Carib that's telling you to watch the company you keep and be aware of how you treat yourself if it's not the company you keep. The ancestor of knowing is trying really hard to bring you this information and shed light on what's going on. To be aware that there might be some energy of a person or persons of the King of Arrows type that are judging too harshly and making you feel like you're imbalanced and going through a point of court or legal proceedings. I think that's the message that we have. The hopes and dreams. I'm going to pull, I'm sorry, I know I'm going longer, but I'm curious to see in the present moment, what are your hopes and dreams? What are you hoping for? A new beginning. You are hoping for a new beginning, and the cards are telling you, you're going to get it. This is your overall energy. You're going to get it. Sagittarius, that is you right there. The Ace of Wands, Ishtar's scepter. You have the lion. You have the force of the lion with the light, and you have all this energy around you, and you're hoping for this new beginning. And when you get an ace, it's saying you're getting the new beginning. And just to have a little bit more clarity, we're going to go to the Oracle deck. And I am going to see, show us the energy around these. The spirit of truth. You're hoping that the truth will set you free, and the truth will set you free. Okay, but you need to be truthful with yourself. And you need to be willing to accept things for what they are and see things for what they are. And you know, whether, I don't like to label things good or bad, it is what it is, you know. And sometimes energy is around us to provoke different entities in our lives and to move us in different ways. And this is exactly the note I have on my book. It says, see things for what they are, okay? Accept the reality of things as they are. So as we walk our chosen path, it helps us to measure our progress accurately and usefully punctures our self-delusions and gives us a truer understanding of anyone en route who might offer us false security or seductive words. All right, the interpretation of this card, facing the future with open eyes. That is creating, responding to the challenges with honesty and truth. Honesty and truth. Belief in the truthfulness of others. Watch the company you keep. Seeing beyond illusion and with clear-sightedness. And that is what the ancestor of knowing is trying to tell you. So Sagittarius, I hope that this information helped you. I hope it resonated with you. If it didn't, please watch your rising and your moon sign. If you would like a private reading, please feel free to contact me at arianaluciano@gmail.com. Or if this resonated with you, please let me know and like, share, and subscribe. And once again, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day.